Test 1, 2. Welcome to RiseUpTV.com. My name is Jim Hollinger. I'll be your host today. We've got a couple of special announcements to make to you at the end of this that you're going to want to hear for sure, and you're going to enjoy. That's going to be good news for you. You noticed in the last video, we were asking you what you would do with the $100,000, and that's an important question. And the reason for it is we want to be able to solve people's problems. And in New York in 1885 had a big problem. They needed $100,000 to put the Statue of Liberty together. They were trying to figure out how to do it. Congress couldn't agree on how to fund it. New York City said, we don't have the money. The state of New York said they didn't have the money. And so it seemed like it was pretty hopeless. And other states wanted the Statue of Liberty taken there. So New York said, we're going to come up with a solution. So people got together and they said, what can we do? And in the spirit of American pride, the problem seemed to be solved, because as the people were looking for it, an answer came, and Joseph Pulitzer, who owned the New York World Press, said he would put a full-page front cover fundraising project on his newspaper. They raised $101,000 from 160,000 donors. Now that is less than $1 a piece. People were given nickels and dimes and quarters, 50 cents. Kids were given pennies, and even adults were giving pennies. They were cleaning out their penny jar, as I would refer to it today. But they raised the money. The Statue of Liberty was put together. And then again, 97 years later, the Statue of Liberty needed to be refurbished, and President Reagan wanted that done for the centennial. So he put together another crowdfunding project, and he asked Leah Iacocca to head that up, that he wanted to raise $700 million to refurbish the statue. And that money is still coming in because it was set up to continually grow and expand. And that's what a good crowdfunding project does. It continues to grow. Another example of crowdfunding is President Obama. In 2008, he raised more than $500 million in his campaign to become president. And so crowdfunding is not new. It's not something that's just a modern day thing. It's just because of the internet, it's gotten a lot easier and faster to raise the money that people need to raise. The Statue of Liberty is complete. You look up front here, and we went up there, and if you look, you can see the people up in the top of the crown looking over the city. And Americans, though, once again have a problem, and that is that the poor are becoming poorer, the middle class are being lost and left behind because of the economy and what's going on. And so we are seeking a solution. And once again, the American people have come together with a solution. What would you do with $100,000? That's an important question. But what we're going to talk about today is where are you going to get the $100,000? And when it comes to fundraising and fundraising campaigns, there are over 1,000 choices. Today, we want to educate you on some of the options that you have and why. And we're going to be talking about the different types of fundraising projects. There's fundraising, there's crowdfunding, there's community funding, there's cooperative pool sharing. And we also want to talk about something else. Did you know that half the people that try fundraising are not successful? And the reason for it is because they really don't know how, and they didn't know they needed help. And so we teach our people how to run a successful campaign. We are what some people call crowdfunding coaches. And I want to share that with you and how that actually works. This is probably the most famous guy there is when it comes to crowdfunding and raising money. He made the national news because the person right down here that I want to talk about is the person that was his coach. He put together a team of people. They took pictures, they got the PR out, and in 1 month, here's the results. They raised $349,000, and they were only seeking to raise $25,000 because James needed a car. For 13 years, he walked to work and took a bus 22 miles a day because he could not receive and get the funds he needed to do it. That was all done in 1 month. Now, when it comes to raising money, though, here's some things you need to know. How much is it going to cost to do that? There is a cost involved. This company does not charge, GoFundMe does not charge you to create a project. What they do is they charge you for the donations as they come in. There's a 5% fee, a 2.9 credit card processing, and 30 cents per transaction. So the total fees for this was $39,792. And that's what we want to talk about. Is there a way to save that money? Yes. All right. We're going to be talking today about a platform that has a $250 fee one time, and that's it for the donations and how it works. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Alexis found out that word of mouth is the most powerful tool that you have. You see, she was in college, getting ready to come up to end of the year, and her fees had to be paid. She didn't have the money. She came from a single household, single mom with 3 sisters, and she got the money together to get to school, but she needed some to finish off her bill. She needed $5,000, and her friends kept saying, Alexis, do a crowdfunding project. And she says, well, will you guys help me? And they said, yeah, we'll help you. We'll show you how to do it. And so they did. They put together her project. She was overwhelmed because in 27 hours, she had raised her $5,000. That's what she needed. She immediately went to her website and she would thank the people that donated. And I want to read this to you. Today, you all showed me that there's love in this world and that hard work is never in vain, no matter how hopeless a situation seems. You all are incredible, and I will pay every cent forward as I continue down the road to success. She ended up receiving $9,761. Now, the fees for that average would be about 10%. All fees go all the way up to 15%. And there are some even lower, but it just kind of is, the average is 10%. So that means the fees for this would have been $970. There's a way to keep that down to $250. And so we want to share that with you. But the important thing here that we want to talk about is how word of mouth, how using social media raise that money fast. And during the year, though, I would have recommended another project to her, and that's because our project allows you to raise funds for a year. Why would I recommend that to her when she raised her money in 1 day? Well, because she's going to need more money. When she gets out of school, she's going to have to relocate. She's probably going to have an apartment or a house. She's going to need utility deposits, furniture, maybe even a car. She might have to support herself for a few months while she looks for a good job and what she's looking for. Or if she's going to start and wants to start her own business, she'll be able to raise the money to be able to do that. So there are going to be additional costs and fees, but sometimes when the people put together a project, they don't think about that. And so we put that into our training. Last year, paying off student loans grew 4,017%. I went to the dentist today, and I was talking to the hygienist, and I asked her, I said, are you still paying your school bills? And she said, oh, yeah, for a long time. I said, how would you like to get that paid off in a few months? She said, what? And I told her about our website. I gave her our website address right here that we're looking at now. And I said, last year, paying off student loans grew 4,017%, and you can get that student loan from off your back. What's cooperative fundraising? Cooperative fundraising is, instead of doing it yourself, most crowdfunding projects tell you you have to do all the work. You have to ask all the people to donate. I had 2 people that when I set up a project for them and was setting up the project, they go, wait a minute, I only need $3,000. I don't want to ask my family and friends for that. And I said, well, you need to get it started. And that's how you're going to get it started. And the other person did the same thing. Well, I've got news for you, because since that time, cooperative fundraising and cooperative pool funding has come out. And I'll share with you how that works. And I'm going to use this next example here. Instead of trying to raise money from your family and friends, why not help each one of them reach their goals? How many family and friends do you think that would like to pay off their school bill? Do you know anybody that would like to build a business? Maybe you've got a friend that would like to send his kids to college, or somebody that wants to support their favorite sports project. You help them do that and you share with them, then what you're doing is you're becoming a cooperative pool sharing. You're sharing in each other's projects. Instead of asking people to help you, I tell people about other people's projects instead of my own. Why? Because I want to promote the team. Is it more fun to be on a team and playing football, basketball, or soccer, or would you rather go play by yourself out in the field, being part of a team? And when Bob caught a hold of me, he said, I'd like to support the Little League. He said, I've been working them with 45 years. And he said, I've been a coach. I worked with the kids. I've also done the fundraising part of it. And he said, the fundraising has changed. No longer do we want to send kids out selling candy. And so how is this going to help? And I said, Bob, instead of asking kids to go out and sell, or asking the parents to make donations to your Little League, you're going to be able to give them back. This is community, okay? Community fundraising. Give back to the community that gives to you. So you're going to be able to say to the parents, look, if you'll set up a crowdfunding project with our company that we're recommending, we're going to be able to receive donations from the results of you receiving money for your project. You're going to be able to send your kids to college. You're going to be able to take care of the medical needs that they may face in the future. You see, they need to raise $1 million for the Little League Challengers to build a ballpark. They don't have one here for them. And so they need to raise that money. They've got 100,000 already. They're on their way. And so this project is in the go. And that's what Bob wants to dedicate himself to. Now it's going to spread because of word of mouth. Here again, in the internet, they're going to be telling other Little Leagues what they've done and how the money is coming in. And each time they add another project to the system, they're going to receive more donations themselves, as well as helping everybody else. Here's how it works. And it's not new, folks. The stuff we've been talking about has been done for hundreds of years. Take the pioneers. When they came west and they were building their houses and their barns, they would do house raising and barn raising. You'd come into the area and you'd say, hey, I'm living in my wagon. I'd like to live here. We really like it here. How do we do this? And they said, what we do is we do cooperative working together, and we'll put you on the list to build a house for you. The only thing we're going to ask you to do is to help somebody else first. We've got about 3 people ahead of you, and they made a big deal out of it. They would raise a barn, a house. They could do it in a day or a week. Habitat for Humanity still does that. They get together, they work, and if you want to move into a Habitat home, what you have to do is you have to help somebody else build their house. They want you to know how a house is built so you can maintain it, so you can take care of it. The cooperative way is a great way to go because you're going to learn more and you're going to have the help that you need to get the job done. Mitch's project is to provide for veterans. He's the first fella I signed up, and he invited 8 people his first week, and he wants to support veterans and their needs. He's a veteran himself, and he knows the need that they have. Some of them really need money because they can't get a job. And what they want to do is take the money that they earn, and they want to be able to actually give it to them to support them while they're going through job training or going through what they need to go through, whether it's medical or all of the stuff they need to go through. They want to help support them, and that's their effort. Let's explore how this can help. Okay, how does this thing really work? It sounds like a new idea, but as I've shared with you, it's really not. The only thing that's new is the way that our company is doing it, and I want to share that with you. First of all, when people donate to you and you set that platform up, it's $250. When somebody gives you a donation, that donation goes 100% to you, no fees. If somebody comes up and they give you $300 and they put it in your hand, they say, here, I'd like to help you with your project. You thank them and put the money in your wallet, put the money in your bank and use it for your project. Somebody else sends you a card or an email and they put a check in the card. You take it and you cash it. It's yours. No fees. You don't have to turn it into the company, but you do want to keep track of it because you're going to want to tell the people on your panel how it's going, how you are succeeding and where you are at in your goal. So all generated funds, even if they go to the website and they use the donate button on the website, that money is deposited into your account. Then we have our pool sharing donations. This is something the company has set up because they have a bigger goal for each one of us. And that is, instead of asking people to give to you, sharing the other donations. And here's the way that it works. You enroll in the platform for $250. And then you say, all right, I've got a platform. I want to help other people. That's mine. So if you want to know what mine is, that's it. I want to help other people be successful in their crowdfunding. And that's why I became a coach and a trainer. You go to Rick and you say, hey, Rick, I know you guys are getting married in 6 months. How would you like to take your wife on a great vacation for $250 or a honeymoon? He goes, yeah, great. What do you mean? He said, I want to share something with you. And you share this presentation with somebody that has a need. They enroll. When they enroll, the company's going to pay you a $120 commission. That $120 goes into your pocket. They're also going to take the other $120 and they're going to put it into your pool sharing. They're going to take their share and they're going to first share it with the other people. And they're going to say, this is going into your pool sharing. And when you keep continuing to grow, we're going to share that pool with you. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to invite somebody else. Maybe you know somebody that has a student loan. Just like I discovered somebody today. It's not that hard. You just have to ask. And they enroll in the project and they start a fund. You're going to receive $120 for that. That's your commission. And $120 is going to go into your pool sharing. As soon as you share this with 2 people, you are now qualified for 10 different levels of pool sharing. So watch here real close. 2 personal referrals qualifies you for pool sharing. The power of duplication. When I first saw this, I looked at that and I'm going, you know, this kind of reminds me of when we went to my wife's parents' 50th anniversary. They got everybody together and they said, hey, come on in. We're going to make a big deal out of this and we want to get everybody together for a big picture. And so that's what happened. Everybody went, they got together, and I remember the photographer was trying to take a picture and they started out, you know, in what they thought was plenty of room. And he said, I can't get everybody in. We can't see you people back in the back. So they moved to another room and it didn't fit there either. So they went to a third location and finally were able to take the photo and get everybody in the picture. But while we were there, I remember Dad standing there and he said, you know, he looked at his wife and he said, look at this. He said, all of these people are here because of you and me. He said, we did this. And it's true. And that's the power of duplication. That's how the whole world was populated from 2 people. The power of duplication works. And the reason that it works is because when 2 people tell 2 people who tell 2 people, things happen. When you share this with 2 people who have a dream and a goal and a vision, that's the only thing that is really required, that you do that. Then you are ready for the pool sharing. I'm sorry, I disconnected the phone there. I forgot to do that before the presentation. So you're looking for people who have a project and you only need 2, because when I see these things, I want to know, what do I have to do and how much will I receive it? How long does it take me to get my $250 back? Well, I found out 2 people and I got it back. So maybe you know somebody else that has a project. Maybe you know somebody that has a goal to become a missionary around the country or support missions, or medical, dental bills that need to be paid or need work done and you don't have enough money. Maybe you'd like to get a car, a new or used, doesn't matter. Would you like to turn your hobby into something that you can make extra income with also? These things can be done. You can help people get these projects started for normal things. You see, James got that car because he had a special need and it made the news. Do you think your project's going to make the news? We're going to show you how to get it funded by helping other people with their projects, a completely different approach to crowdfunding. Those people tell other people. That's how I got to tell Bob, you want to fund a vacation. My job is right here. This is my approach. I want to be a virtual internet marketer and trainer and teach people how to do this on the internet. I went to a home show and there were people there going through, and I had a booth. They were there because they wanted to improve their home. They wanted to do landscaping. They wanted to redo their kitchen. They wanted to redo their bathroom. They wanted a sunroom. They wanted to put an awning out, whatever it was they wanted to do. And I had the booth out there and I said, look, I said, a lot of times we can't get what we want because we don't have dreams, because the banks aren't going to do it. I'm going to show you how you can get that done by working together. All of you people here can help each other with a project and contribute to each other's projects. And the way you do that is share this with other people that have a goal and a dream. And that's going to allow you to do and have what you want also. Zig Ziglar said, you help enough other people with what they need and you'll get what you want. I'm going to show you now the money part of this. And I'm going to put a disclaimer here because this is a mathematical example of how it works, not how it's going to work for everybody. And the reason I say that is I already told you, Mitch invited 8 people. I invited the 6. Some people come in and they don't invite anybody right away. Why? Because they're the kind of person that wants to know everything first. You only need to bring in 2 people. You don't need to know anything to do that. Hey, would you watch a 3-minute video and tell me what you think? And if they watch the video and they want to know more, then you share more with them. If they don't want to know more, you say, okay, next. And if you invite 10 people, you will average 2 to 3 people that say, I want to do this. I want to be a part of this. So let's talk about how we get paid. When I first got started in my first job, I remember I didn't know how much I was going to be paid. I got the job. I wanted to work with the company. And on the first day, they sat down and say, okay, here's how much we're going to be paying you. And it was hourly. And they said, this is it. At lunchtime, I remember taking a piece of paper and sitting down and going through and figuring out how much my check would be in 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks later, man, was I surprised. It wasn't even close. I hadn't had a job before. I didn't understand that they were taking out city tax and county tax and state tax. And they were taking out the federal FICA tax and my uniform rental. And so all of that stuff came out of there. And I'm kind of going, well, so much for the plans that I had to buy for the stuff this week. And I found out that I needed more money besides what I was making. So let's talk about this. I started out asking you what you would do with the $100,000. And right now I'm going to show you what it's going to take for you to receive $100,000. I've got a lake here for 2 reasons. I like the picture, but I want to talk about pool sharing. And I was just telling another lady this morning about this and how your money needs to have babies. If you want to grow and become wealthy, you need to teach your money how to behave and have babies. So many people today are letting their money have babies for other people. You say, what are you talking about? If you've got your home mortgaged, you've got credit cards and you're paying interest, your money's having babies, but it's having it for somebody else and not yourself. Did you know that the average person in America pays 1/3 of their income in interest? We're going to show you how to stop that and how to have your money have its own babies. So the first thing you want to do is come over here and you want to share this with 2 people. I ask you to go out and invite 10. Ask them to watch the video. 2 people join. You've just received $240, $120 a piece in your pocket. The other $240 is the company's, but they take it and they put it into a pool for you. You may be able to get it back in 3 days. It may take you a month before you get started, but it goes into that pool and it's growing for you. It's having babies for you. The second thing you want to do is you want to take the two people that you invited and you want to show them how to do the same thing. Hey, I'll help you. I'll help you set up your project. Here's the people you want to talk to, and give them a call. They'll tell you how it works and you'll get the information from them. The next thing you're going to do is going to go up to the third pool. And in the third pool is when you start receiving your pool share. There's 4 shares there. There's $240 checks that you're going to receive. And you're going to receive those as earned. What does that mean? That means as these people follow you and rise up, you're going to receive a $240 donation 4 times, up to a total of $960. On the fourth pool, there's 12 people there. The donations that you're going to receive, the pool shares, are going to be $480 a piece. As these people continue to grow and help other people, then it's going to go to $5,760 total in that pool. What happens if you don't help anybody or if it's slow? Look, it could take 12 weeks for this. It could take 12 days, or it could take 12 months. That's up to you and how much you want to help other people. On the fifth pool, there's 28 people in that pool. $960 are the checks, a total of $26,000 that you can receive there by continuing to help people. On the 6th floor, there are 60 shares there. Your donation is going to be $1,920, a total of $115,360. There it is, folks. You've just received your $100,000, and that's what you were looking for. That was our goal. But you said, well, wait a minute. No, that's not my goal. You asked me what I would do with $100,000. I need more than that. Well, we're only on the 6th floor, so let's go ahead and look at the 7th pool. On the 7th pool, there's 124 people there. You're going to receive donations of $3,840, a total of $476,000 in that floor. Now, this is just the beginning. And the reason I say that is because there are people who have bigger organizations, bigger needs. The Little League is looking to raise $1 million. You've got a church. Now, think about this. When our church had a burn the mortgage, and they wanted to burn the church mortgage. But now, with what we are talking about, as a church, well, you can say to your congregation, we are here to help all of our members burn their mortgages and get out of debt. Give back to the people that have been donating to you. And it spreads, it catches on like wildfire. And it's fun to see people tearing up their mortgages as this continues on. So if a church is maybe building a new church and they need to raise $3 million, $5 million, it can be done here. The checks, if you notice these donations here, the pool sharing, they've been doubling on every floor. Well, that continues on up, but I'm not going to go any farther. There's more money here. There's plenty to fund most projects that people have, and you can continue your project. Why? You build a nice house. You know what you're going to have to do next? You're going to want to put nice things in that house. And that wasn't figured in the cost that you were putting together, maybe when you decided to raise the money for it. And so you're going to say, well, I need to do that. You start a business. You say, okay, I'm going to raise money for my business. But you're going to need other things. You're going to need inventory. You're going to have taxes. You're going to need to have payroll. And so all the needs that you have can come to you, and they can come to you by helping other businesses fund themselves too. You can help your employees. I know when my dad had his business, he had employees coming to him all the time. Say, hey, Ed, I need to borrow some money till payday. I need to get a car. Can you help me out? And now we've got a solution because we can help the employees and say, look, you guys are employees here. We want you to invest in the company. We're going to give you a project. That's what we're going to do for you so that you can have an ongoing income and it'll grow. That's what you want to do. That's how this thing will work. The company makes their money in 2 ways. And when I found this out, this is when I really got impressed with the company. First of all, there's no fees for donations. We've already covered that. There's a donation button on your project page. People just hit donate and they receive that. $10 of the $250 goes to the company. That's what it costs them to set this up. Actually, it costs more than that, but they want to make their money later after they've helped you get what you want and are and cooperative doing it together. Whenever they send you money from the pool sharing, they deduct 20% up to a maximum of $50 for the fee. What does that mean? That means that if you raise $250 or more, $10,000, and you receive check for that amount, the fee will be just $50. Do you know anyone, maybe yourself or a friend, that needs to raise money for anything, any kind of dream project? Get back with them and say, hey, I've got a goal. I've got a dream. We can help you get there. We've got a special for you to let you know how this works. That's running just for this week. And I want to tell you just a little bit about it. We are doing 4 of these webinar jams a day so that you can get your 2 people. And our goal is for you to get your 2 people in 24 hours. And then you can sit back and choose to share with other people or not, but you're qualified. And those of us that are doing this, we will drive it and work it for you and train those people so you don't have to. We even present it so you don't have to. You make your 2 sales in your first 24 hours, or when you make them, I'll give you more time. I will give you my debt elimination class. I've been teaching that class for 14 years. I can show you how to get out of debt, pay your mortgage off, eliminate 100 mortgage payments without refinancing, without increasing your payments. You get 5 new sales by Sunday, and I'll give you your own Rizeup channel. What's a Rizeup channel? It allows you to do presentations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you want. Let's take a look at that, okay? I'll show it to you, and I'll show you how it works. What would you do if you were given $100,000 and told that you could do anything with it? This is the channel right here, and it allows you to do this whole presentation that you've seen me do, plus enroll your guests. Go down the page here, have them put in their name, their email address, and your name here as the person that invited them, and ask them what they would do with $100,000. If they say, well, I don't know, I will keep asking them, just like I did with the dentist. You know, do you have a student loan? Would you like to pay it off? Because once I know what their goal is, I can tell them what they need to do to get that started and how it works. Then these videos down here, this is the one you just saw. It's been recorded. You click on that and it comes up to the top and it plays in the stage. After that's done, if you want to share a testimony with them, you come down here, and here's a couple projects here. Here's one with Dr. Dietrich. You go there, you click on that, it plays at the top. And I'm stopping them because videos don't play well on webinars. But here they play perfectly. And you've got everything that you need here. You can go down here. You can share your team members with them. This here explains my gift to you about the getting out of debt. That's a class I've been charging $350 for years, and I'm going to give that to you for less money than it cost you to join this. Okay, actually I'm going to give it to you free. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to make this larger. This is a typical debt analysis. $198,000 in debt, 54 years old. They bought a new home, getting ready for retirement, and they're going to be paying back $441,000 total payback, $243,000 in interest. Remember what I told you about having babies for other people? That's what this is. After we ran the analysis, without changing anything in their lifestyle, their payments, they're going to be paid off in 10 years, only paying $71,000 in interest. They're going to save $172,000. I know that sounds hard to believe, but I have been doing that and teaching people that for years, and it does work. And I'm going to give this free when you get your first 2 people. I want to reward you for doing what you should be doing. There's more stuff here. It's at WeShareFF.com if you want to see that. And you're welcome to use mine at no cost. You can use it the day you join. You can start using it and sharing with other people. That's why I was asking you who invited you. But if you want your own personalized station with your name on it, and I didn't even show you that, but I do have my name on the bottom, okay? But you can go ahead and have it all personalized just for you, so that when people click on the donate button or the join button, they're going to go to your website. This is our enrollment website. They go here, you scroll down underneath. If you want to sign up, you go ahead and sign up here. You want to make sure that your name is showing up here, not mine, and go ahead and enroll that person right here. So everything you need is all in one place. That's why we call this We Share Rizeup TV. Thanks for spending some time with us. I'd like to welcome you aboard. Get a hold of the person that invited you here, and we'll look forward to talking to you in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. We're here for you.